Hi, this is Ed with Sapphire, and we are bringing you another gameplay video. This time we're going to look at Diablo III Reaper of Souls. Now, if you're not familiar with the Diablo series, this series began in 1996 with the initial release, and this was an attempt to make what they have come to coin as an action RPG. This is a role-playing game that focuses, though, less on leveling up and more on the loot you are able to collect. In old RPG terms, back in the pen and paper days, we referred to this as a Monty Hall campaign. Now, this particular version of Diablo has a number of setting options. You can set them to normal and to hard and to expert and to master, where things begin to get a little crazy. And then you can set it to torment. Now, torment, as silly as this may sound, has more difficulty levels. It's not as if it's hard enough for you to play it at Torment. Let's just see how impossible we can make it and just drive you completely crazy. You have the choice of online games, where you have, as you can see, various quests that you can choose from, various acts that you can take part of in a campaign. I'm sorry, not online, in a campaign. You have online play, you have public play, you have the ability to play privately, you have the ability to pick individual adventures. So what we're going to do is this. We've got this character here up to level 70 already, and we're going to play some Diablo Reaper of Souls. Now, this particular gameplay video is being done with a 270X Vapor X. This is a good priced video card. It's great mainstream and provides, as you can see, this is 1080p, everything turned all the way up, and the gameplay is smooth and it's enjoyable, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. The game has some voiceover, it has some story to it, but Diablo is not known for its story. It's known for its loot, for its ability to grab massive amounts of loot. Now, with this release, they made some changes. They actually made them before, but this release is the first release with the changes in place. They changed the loot system. The loot system before was much more restrictive. You were only going to find certain things in certain areas. Not anymore. Now the loot is random. It's wide open. They got rid of the auction house, which seemed kind of odd to me to have in a game like this anyway. But they got rid of the auction house, and now the loot system is more wide open. So you're going to gather better loot as you can go forward. As you can see, the gameplay is designed, it's a third-person kind of top overlook. This does not offer the ability for a first-person player option. It doesn't even offer much in the way of camera modifications. This is the way the game has been meant to be played from the inception of the original Diablo line. In this Diablo line, you can also see that our wizard has with her a Templar. She has a champion with her. This expansion, by the way, adds a new character class, the Holy Warrior, that can be played by the players as well. So you've got this really decent system in place that makes it super easy to jump in and play fast. Unfortunately, Diablo III on initial release wasn't really well received. And the reason why was, well, Diablo II was an amazing game. And Diablo III spent too much time focusing on its online play aspects. The good news is, with this patch, many feel that Diablo III has finally achieved what it should have been in the first place. They have set out and they've gone back to their roots. This is all about the loot. This is all about what I can gather. As you can see, the combat is very simplistic, very fast-paced. It's kill them all, pick up the loot, God will sort out the souls at a later date. Or in this case, the Grim Reaper will sort out the souls at a later date. So you run through these dungeons, you gather loot, you gather more and more stuff, you sell off what you don't need, you get better stuff for what you do need. It's a very basic, this is the most basic level of role-playing gaming. This is as simplistic and leveled as you can get. The idea is to just go nuts and grab the loot. The map level gives you additional information. As you can see where you're at in the way of the map. The combat is pretty much the same as what we're seeing right here in every aspect of the game. You'll have encounters that'll be with a number of different creatures. Eventually you're going to get yourself to a boss fight. And the boss fight's where the one big battle will take place. You've got to watch things like mana, arcane power, whatever the term is. Each game, well, Diablo has arcane power. Other games like this have mana. This series arguably is probably the one that created the entire action RPG series. This is the one that all of them can trace their roots back to. Now at this point, there's only two really good action RPGs in this manner. The first is Diablo, and the second is a game called Torchlight, which has done a much more low-budget approach. The graphics aren't quite as nice. The gameplay, however, is very similar. Oh, we're getting close. The boss fight is beginning to loom above us. When you've reached this level, the drops are harder and harder to find really effective drops that are going to give you good material. Now you can see here we're gonna trade some material around. We're gonna look at our loot. We're gonna see what we got, sell what we do have, follow the little bit of storyline that is here that's going to lead us to the next direction. They did take an effort. There's voice acting here. There's fairly decent voice acting. But again, if you're looking for a deep storyline in an RPG, Diablo is not your best choice. If you're looking for quick, fast, hard adventuring, if you're looking for loot grabs like crazy, then Diablo is the premier game. It's the de facto game. Oh, here we go. Now we're beginning to see the big stuff hit. The big stuff is coming. Here we go. And let's see Diablo in full tilt action now with some of its higher end glory in place as we begin to watch some of the area effect spells. Look at that shot. Oh my goodness. Being able to blast out like that, there's just so many powers. You get so many different ways that you can attack and kill. And in the end, though, it's a hack and slash. You run through it. You hack stuff. You destroy stuff. You tear everything up, and you grab the loot. That's, at the end of the day, what is the most important thing for this kind of a game. What kind of loot did I acquire? Oh, here we go. Now the fight's getting serious. We got a few more in here, and we're getting ready to... Holy cow, look at them fall. Again, this is Diablo. Even big fights, when you reach higher levels, are not necessarily all that hard unless you go to those extremes. And if you play at the extreme levels, what looked like an easy fight there now becomes a nightmare. Again, we're comparing loot. We're looking at the new loot we just got. Is this better than what we had before? In this case, it wasn't, so we stay. Slow effects, slow everything down. Now begin fighting them at your own pace. Running out of arcane, that's okay. We can wait a second, let the Templar take the fight for a minute, and we can come back and do it again. This is classic Diablo play. So there's nothing that you're missing here. This is the stuff we wanted to show you. The gameplay on this, 1080, maximum detail. Remember, this is a 270X Vapor X. Butter smooth. Look at that. New level. All right, the ding is in. And we continue to advance through the dungeon, to make our way through the dungeon. So overall, I mean, this is 10 monsters killed in a set. We've unlocked Paragon points, which can raise our levels in certain areas to make us more powerful. Overall, if you're looking for something in kind of the RPG format, but without the depth of the story, something that is more of, let me run through, hack stuff, and just see what I can grab, Diablo is a great pick. Reaper of Souls is an amazing expansion for Diablo 3 because it finally brings the game to where Diablo fans thought it should be in the first place. So this is definitely a worthwhile purchase to buy. Again, this is Ed with Sapphire. We've taken a look this time at Diablo 3. The gameplay video you're watching is on an R9 270X Vapor X at 1080 with detail levels maxed out. We've hoped you've enjoyed this and past videos. If you've got a game you'd like to see, make sure to respond to this video and let us know. Again, this is Ed with Sapphire signing off. Go out, play a video game, and have some fun.
I need arcane power.
Defend the church! Repel these vile reapers! I don't like the look of that. We found you.